Hi, this is
Hi.
Robin.
Hey, Robin. How are you? This is Tommy Bryson.
Hey, Tommy. I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Just want to let you know, Robin, this call is going to be recorded and potentially uploaded to YouTube. How can I help you?
I know I had a feeling I was gonna get nervous about that, but I
Yeah.
understand. Well, yeah, we just have a couple questions.
Okay.
Um, so I actually just moved from California to Nevada.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, and I am pretty naive in this area. I try to, inform myself and educate myself. But do I have to file in both states?
Do you have to do what?
Do I have to file in both states, or I don't know if that's a thing. I
Like,
hear certain things, so I don't
like your
know what's
personal
true.
taxes?
Yes.
I mean, once you move over and you're in that state, and you're bona fide over there. You don't have to do that at all. You're just filing. I mean, does Nevada has like state taxes? No, right? You're in Las Vegas?
Yes, we're in Las Vegas. Yes.
Yeah. So you're just you're just filing federal taxes. There are no state taxes over there. So you're solid. But I mean,
Okay.
the thing is though, in order to qualify and not have to pay taxes over in California, I think the law is you have to spend 183 days in Las Vegas, basically meaning you've been there for more than half the year. So that's now your new residency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we're kind of on the fence of that.
Yeah, but that's about it. I mean, if you guys moved over to Nevada, you're gonna stay there for example, if you stay there from now till December, that's more than half the year. So you have to pay no state taxes to California anyway, anyhow, because you guys don't live there anymore. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
great. Yes, that does make sense. Thank you so
Okay.
much for answering that. Also, another question is we just got a LLC as of October of 2020.
Okay.
So we're also wondering, like, how do we maximize like our return, or what's because we were partially unemployed of last year as well. So 2020 was kind of like an interesting year, but just wanting to understand, what we can do with that, or if that does anything for us.
Okay. What's your LLC about? Like, what company do you have?
So our company is Shift House, and we work in wellness. So we focus on working with people. I'm a yoga instructor.
Mm-hmm.
We yeah, like wellness, life coach, cooking, things of that nature.
Do you make money?
As Yeah, not super profitable as of this year, 2021. But last year
Mm-hmm.
was kind of just like building it and setting it up, getting our place, turning our,
Mm-hmm.
our home basically into like working out of our home.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is if you have a part of your home that you're actually using, that space is a write off and everything like that. And everything that has to do with your business is also a write off. Your car, write off. Any equipment, write off. If you travel for a meeting or you eat dinners for a meeting, talk about money, write offs also, right? But what do you do for money, like aside from this business though?
That's our focus right now.
I mean,
So
yeah, it's been a process of transitioning from being full-time employed and using savings to start this business. But then also, I think we have some unemployment that we have to pay a bit of taxes on from last year.
uh,
Uh, and then, so we're curious how much, like, should we bother filing taxes as an LLC because we don't have a business license yet? And then just maximize our return on the private end and like just use our personal taxes to, because there's a lot of expenses for that business. Like we could probably have a significant write-off, but I was curious if that would then eliminate the potential of earning for write-offs for the business itself.
do you have a partnership or do you have an LLC, like a single member LLC? Who's the owner
LLC,
of it?
we both are together.
So you guys have a partnership.
So yeah, but it's named an LLC. So as an LLC, we are a
Hmm.
partnership for the LLC.
Okay, so usually whenever you have single member LLCs, you gotta talk to a CPA about this. It just flows through your entire tax return. It's like your personal tax returns. So you should be fine on that end. Now, as far as for example, just maximizing what you at, like your riders and so on, it's just like putting your expenses on it, like everything you actually spend money on. and that's about it, honestly. But as far as, for example, how much money do you owe, for example, in what is it in California? You owe money, you said?
Well, for unemployment, there becomes like there's leftover from like between March and July.
You mean unemployment taxes?
Correct.
Or you mean the money you got from being unemployed?
The unemployment. No, the money I got from the money that Robin got from being unemployed was not entirely taxed. So there's still a leftover balance that the feds, I believe it's federal, would then come seeking.
Okay,
we have where's the W-2? She has an earnings statement from unemployment, which was mailed to us, just like any other business would that paid you throughout the year. What's it called? 1019, what is it?
1099. A 1099 or W-2.
So they sent us 1099, sent her 1099.
How much you guys owe?
I don't have that number in front of me.
Okay, so I mean, okay, it sounds like this, right? It sounds like you guys are a little mixed up here. What you want to do is you want to use either TurboTax, or you want to contact, for example, a local accountant or CPA to run your whole taxes, your whole estimates, and tell you how to maximize your write-offs and so on. However, if you're just getting started with this business, right, the biggest thing is going to be, well, you got to go out there, and it sounds to me like you're just getting this off the ground. So what are you guys doing for income, like actual money to come into the door?
Well, I'm teaching yoga,
five different businesses each that we're both marketing and working. So I host dogs, and we coach kids, and I work with as a mover occasionally, and help people organize. We've had a couple events. We organize events, so there's really no one stream of income, but we are constantly seeking income. So that's not really.
Do you have any savings?
That's what we're dealing with now. That's how we are surviving.
Oh, how much money? How many months do you have left?
As many as we need, Fred. We just need to figure out how to get these taxes submitted so that we're not, penalized.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just talk to a local accountant. It's a perfect opportunity to actually make connections over there.
That's my thing too, is because I've been asking since we've moved here to Vegas, been wanting to work with, people who are local, and everybody keeps referring me to H&R Block, and I just don't really get a good feeling from that. I would rather work with somebody who is local. So to just look up local CPA, that's it. That would be your advice.
You can use there's a company called 1-800-Accountants. They work with small businesses. It's probably like a good one right there. There's also TurboTax, and H&R Block is not like a bad thing. The thing is that H&R Block and TurboTax, they have a massive customer service base, which means they can offer you, for example, usually lower prices. So it's not like there's nothing like I did my taxes with H&R Block before I graduated as an accountant. Nothing fishy about them. Like, it's solid. But if 1-800 actually basically makes a connection between you and an accountant you can talk to and call whenever you want to. But it's all about just making some calls and figure it out. And if you're doing so many businesses, for example, is it out of one LLC, or is it, for example, multiple LLCs, or one LLC with multiple DBAs? What are you doing with that?
Yeah, we're intending on putting each thing would be its own DBA. We're just Shift House is like the umbrella that houses a yoga
like the parent
studio.
company.
Exactly. But that's all paperwork that has not been submitted or even attempted to be filed. So we're not at that stage yet, because we have to file a business license for each one of those businesses with the DBA and an LLC for each one. So we're 4 months into it.
But you already did the LLC, right? You already did the LLC, the actual LLC?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. Look, DBAs cost like $30 to $100. It's not that much money at all. It's not that complicated. So that's not like a big concern. Just be careful, right? Because if you have so many businesses in one LLC, if you get sued from one of them, because they all have different liabilities and so on, you could potentially be facing a problem. If somebody breaks their back doing yoga because you stretch them too far and they try to sue you, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I also have yoga insurance that
okay,
is
awesome.
for that as well.
Awesome. So you're solid. The only thing I can hear from this conversation, Robin, is that basically you guys are just getting started and you have multiple ideas. My focus would be, you sound like me when I was in college, like selling phones, selling sneakers, doing everything I could, doing YouTube, multiple channels, all this stuff. You gotta kind of like fixate on one thing and work that thing very well. You know what I mean?
I got you.
That's the only way to grow on something. So if you have like one moving company thing here, one thing here, one thing here, one thing here, your brains are scattered. You're slicing. I mean, you're what's that saying? You're spreading yourself too thin. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah,
And you're saying you're a teacher?
I am. I'm a yoga instructor. Yes.
Oh yeah, the yoga instructor. Yes, you work for the business in a way. Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah.
And by the way, if money gets tight and at any circumstance here, because we don't know what's gonna happen if things get really bad, we go back into lockdown, then there's no yoga or any of that stuff. So just make sure you have like extra side income coming in to actually keep you guys afloat. Okay.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's what we're doing. That's definitely what we're focused on too.
Yeah, and
So,
once you start making money, consider, for example, getting either an SEP or individual 401k, or just a retirement account for the whole LLC. That way, that can also save you a lot of money. Your retirement fund for your business is going to save you the most money.
okay.
Okay, investing towards your, especially for example, and by the way, every dollar you make from any business, you got to set aside some money, like around 15.3% for the whole self-employed taxes, and also, for example, the whole federal taxes. Also, you might not have state taxes, but you still have a lot of other taxes. Okay.
That's a good number.
Yeah, that is a good number. Okay.
Well, it's not just 15.3%. That's just 15.3% on the self-employed taxes. That's just one thing. There's also the federal taxes. There's a lot of taxes, man. So you just want to. What was that?
So set aside 25%?
No, way more than that, man. Probably like 40% or 30%. The thing is, it depends how much money you're making. So you need like an accountant to see like your whole thing. But for example, when I had an LLC, I just set aside 15.3% just for the self-employed tax, just like the FICA tax, all that stuff, like the Medicare, Social Security, all that stuff. And then on top of that, the federal taxes, which at my tax is around like 35%. And then, for example, also the state taxes here in New York. So it's like more like a partnership. Like you make $1, you got to pay 40. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay like $40 to the government. So just, you want to set aside money all the time, basically. And if it's not,
you get cash under the table too, whenever you can. Gotcha.
yeah, exactly. And just like work with an accountant in the area, and just focus on one thing and build that up until it builds up properly, and have income coming in from somewhere else, from like maybe like a more stable job in a way. That's the method I use, where I had a job, I did YouTube, and I had my own business, but I always had income coming in case anything did happen, because I don't wanna have your savings go down to zero.
Right. No, yeah, that's definitely not what we want as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wanting to see. I didn't know if I was able to keep like my same tax account in California, or because I'm in a new state, they have to be like different.
No, you can't. My account is in Florida, but you have to have someone that has the knowledge of that state and what the best things for you are. Like my account is in Florida, but she lived in New York, so she knows all the little tricks and stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The only reason you want to have, for example, an accountant in your local area is because basically it's easier to talk to them. They also know the local rules and all that stuff. Also, it's just a lot more simple to actually operate as.
Okay.
Okay. But if you feel comfortable with your California accountant, you can do that for like maybe like one more month while you find, for example, like get all the answers you can from that guy while you're also looking, for example, for a local accountant, and just interview people. And remember, right, you are the person doing the interview right? They're not doing the interview to you, because you got to find someone that actually fits you. That's the whole goal.
Right. I know. Yeah. What are some good questions to ask them though, to make sure that it's like a good fit? Like, how do you know, like moving here, how do you know that you can trust somebody?
I mean, reviews. I mean, the two best companies are going to be like probably like 1-800 and TurboTax, and also H&R Block. Those are companies that basically are just certified overall. And a good question is to ask them, like, do you work with companies that do what I do? How many companies? How many clients do you have? How often can I call you? What are your prices like? That's the whole goal, right? You want to make sure that person that you're going to work with has experience. Like, I have no business with any yoga stuff, right? But if someone can say like, yeah, I work with like little studios here all the time and all this stuff, it's solid.
Gotcha.
Okay. But yeah,
okay.
You guys have cars and all that stuff too?
What's that?
You guys have cars?
Yeah, we have one car. It's my car. Yeah.
Yeah, you put that under the LLC also. Look, man, deductions save you money, write-off saves you money, but the best thing is just making money, right? Those are all just little things to save money in taxes, but overall, you got to make more money. And that comes from just like growing your business, and that comes from step by step focusing on one thing first. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You have any more questions,
you.
Robin?
No, I think that's it. I'm just writing some notes here. Thank you.
Okay. Hopefully this call was helpful, but overall, speak to 1-800-ACCOUNTANT or TurboTax, and that way they can help you more, like a lot more, right? But don't overthink the whole like taxes stuff. It's not like in the movies where you don't pay taxes once and they go and they like lock you up. It's not what happens. Like penalties, there's like a little interest here and there, but it's nothing crazy that's gonna go on with you. Okay, don't panic so much. Just take your time. Yeah, you guys probably think you guys are like 10 seconds away from getting locked up. You guys are fine. Relax. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, maybe not after 1 year, but maybe what about after like 3 years?
I mean, you got to pay your taxes because the thing, if you don't, they keep accruing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah, your biggest deductions are gonna come from your car and where you do business, like your little space in your room and all that, in like your house. Those are gonna be the biggest deductions. Okay, and like all the equipment you buy and all that stuff. But don't buy stuff to get tax deducted because it's like you spend $1 to get back like 30 cents in savings. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
We actually have a decent amount of space here in Vegas, which was a nice move from California to here. So awesome. Our 3-car garage has turned into our studio, my yoga studio.
You guys bought a house or you guys renting?
We're renting right now.
Okay, that's a good decision because you guys just got there.
Yeah, exactly. So our first step. So
you guys have any debt?
No. Well, I mean, I have a little bit and a little bit of a student loan, but nothing too crazy.
How much do you owe?
Like less, like
3,000 or 30,000 or 300,000?
No, 3,000. Like 3,000. It's like probably like 3,400 or something like that.
Yeah, and get rid of that. You know, I think the key to finance and money is just financial freedom. So first step is you get out of debt, save some emergencies, and then you start investing some money. In your case, would be, for example, using your business retirement fund, and then you work towards like, hey, after a year, 2 years of being there, you save for a down payment for a home. You put on a 15-year mortgage. Make sure it's no more than 30% of your money, your monthly income, so you can pay it off fast. And if you guys work together to pay off that home, well, now you have the biggest expense ever taken care of in like 8 to 9 years. But just remember, right? A lot of people fall in love with businesses. A business is like a cow. You milk it and you leave it, right? You can love it, you can all that stuff, but eventually it has to give you money. And if it's not, it's a problem. Okay?
Gotcha. Good to know.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, Tommy. Appreciate you.
All right, peace out.
All right, later. Bye.
All right, guys, so that right there was Robin, and I'm thinking maybe she was like, oh, can you help me with my taxes and file them right now, you know? But overall, the idea is people get really fixated on taxes and, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I do that? But overall, the main idea is you gotta make money. And when you take this leap from California to Las Vegas and your whole client base is basically in California in a sense, well, now you have to rebuild the whole thing. And sometimes you have all these ideas when it comes to, I wanna do this business, that business, this business, that business. We have this income, that income. To people, it sounds pretty cool. To me, it sounds like way too much. You want to focus in on one thing. When you think about Bill Gates, think about computers. When you think about Warren Buffett, think about investing. When you think about Steve Jobs, think about Apple. But you don't hear, well, this person did this many things, right? It's all about just focusing on one thing. And by the way, yoga is very profitable. But the whole thing with the whole regulation, now you have a space, how many can you actually fit in your house and all this other stuff. The main goal would probably be for me, like, hey, you want to get a job while you make this thing work. So that way you don't rely really heavily on your savings, because savings can drain all the way to zero and then you have a massive issue. But I'm happy to hear that this couple right here has no debt, and that is awesome, okay? But guys, overall, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to call me and talk to me one-on-one, well, join me on link down below with the schedule stuff. Everything's there. You can call me, talk to me from Monday to Friday for free, but we will be cutting the schedule, so get in while you still can to talk to me for 30 minutes about business, money, or taxes. Whatever you want to talk about, if I can help you, I will help you. And by the way, Whenever you make $1, you gotta set aside money for taxes. If they did that initially from the very beginning, they wouldn't have this issue today, right? That's the whole problem here in a way. I owe money in taxes. I'm new here. What do I do? Talk to a local accountant, but I don't trust them. The answer is everyone's certified. You won't get in trouble with a big, massive company. They don't want to get sued and they don't want to lose their reputation. So you're solid here to go, right? But overall, guys, that is it for this video. Comment down below and let me know any questions. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys want to DM me, well, join me on Instagram, type Bryson. If you guys want to watch another video right here, click my face right here. See you guys tomorrow. And as always, peace.